Hello all, and welcome back to my channel, Dabblebag, the art of Anna Barnhart. Dabblebag part is where I dabble in all sorts of things, and the art of Anna Barnhart is art and me. So, today, I haven't uploaded a video in quite a while. I've been a bit busy with the art fair season. I give the whole season probably a B- right now, and I think I'm not the only one this year. It's been a little slow for all of the artists I've talked to, and as my first year doing actual art fairs, I'm learning so much at the same time, and there's so many variables to every art fair, it's hard to say whether it was good or bad, or positive or negative. It's way too complex to just put it like that. You learn things every single time. And I'm also finding myself at a crossroads. Actually, it's not even a crossroads. There are no roads. It's one of the best things I love about being an artist is that I make my own path. There's no really career ladder to climb. You are the navigator in this open sea, and you create your own path and chart your own waters through the whole thing. If you hear some squeaking here and there, you might be listening to my new studio assistant. He is a very new studio assistant, very large one for his age at 2.5 months, and of course, construction season in Michigan. Meanwhile, back to the art studio and the abstract art and art fairs. So yes, I am figuring out where my next path will go. I'm kind of going back to the whole why I started traditional art to begin with to find my why. I find myself fascinated by the how of art, the how of the processes like dry points and etchings and how to do the actual art and texture, where my customers and clients are more interested in the why of the subject matter. And these are totally different considerations for me. And I'm okay with it. So what project do I pick to have my next big why? Why did I pick art? And I am exploring all that and getting back to that. And I'm currently finding my heart is leading me and my style is leading me more and more abstract and far more colorful. Like the whole thing has been amplified with color. And part of it bugs me because when I fall in love with a certain location, there's something about that location and just the gritty, foggy humidity of like Michigan or something Midwest, something I fell in love with to begin with, which is why I love that subject. And so if I blow up the colors like this with the bright big background, can be painted over, but when I amplify the colors, does it lose its original charm? I kind of want to stick to the original colors for what I fell in love with. So which one do I choose? Right now, I've just been blowing out the colors and amplifying them and having fun with it. And I just want to have fun with that. Something abstract art has been teaching me, I really think that good art often starts very abstract. It doesn't start with the details and the perfect atmospheric perspective of color and the spot-on realistic color. It starts as these big masses of shapes and values and composition. And I think by working with just really abstract textures and things like this, it will teach me a lot. And I like to play with textures. I've learned that I want to get back to that as well. Really strong textures that make people want to touch my art so I can yell at them later for touching my art. Which reminds me, a petting zoo for art might be a really good idea sometime, where people are invited to touch that art and see what it feels like, and not touch the other art with high texture. I've run into that a few times at some craft fairs as compared to art fairs. Little kids will come up and just pick up the art. There's not much I can do because it was on a table at their level right in front of them. That's partially my fault for displaying it there. I want people to touch some of my art if it's touchable. There's so many things I can go farther into that with touching art. I have let a few visually impaired people to touch my art before, the really expensive, like hundreds of dollars kind, because that's the only way they're able to experience it. And I work in acrylic. If it's really glossy, the dirt doesn't stick as well. So that's okay. Matte acrylic has more It's a motorcycle, sorry. Matte acrylic has more micro fissures that grab dirt. But overall, it's plastic. That's all it is. That's okay. And so I let some people with visual impairments touch my art sometimes. Little kids, not so much, but texture, people want to touch my stuff. Another reason I love the abstraction of art is that you're not stuck in the namby-pamby little fiddly bits of details. I have respect for people who can do ultra-realistic things. It's not my passion. People who do far more realistic landscapes than this and stuff I've done myself. I don't have the attention span to blend like that. Sometimes I do. Overall, I don't think I want to. There's respect to that, of constantly blending for hours and hours to get this photorealistic stuff. But to me, if I want a photograph, I'm going to take a photograph. I feel like it takes more guts, in a way, to put down this one big brushstroke and say, this is the right one, rather than blend it for 3 hours to get it to look right. It takes way more guts to just stick it on there and say, it's good exactly the way it is. Now, it takes hundreds of hours of practice to know what the right color, value, direction, texture, shape, size, all of that to get that one perfect mark. So there's that. Maybe it takes the same amount of time or even longer, but you have that whole 10 seconds of splat, and it's on there, and it's irrevocable. And I think it takes guts, and I like that direction. So we'll see where the whole thing goes. I am looking for my next project to give a why, maybe to connect with local businesses or farms or restaurants and create a product that can benefit us all. Meanwhile, this is a 24 by 24 piece that it's one of the biggest ones I've worked on for a while. My little tiny palette knife you see. I think I've done almost everything palette knife to this point except a little bit in the sky. I still work on the really bright background, and I'll be making a frame for this as well later on. My canvases are a little too skinny to sit on a wall by themselves. I like the frame. I see the skies kind of blending in with my background over there. It's not quite a bright white wall, which is why you see it not being quite a bright white sky. Anyhow, if this helps you and you want to see more of this artistic journey, learn more about art processes and general musings, please like and subscribe. You can leave a comment below on your exploration with texture and abstraction versus realism in your own art. And which one do you like if you're not an artist? Thanks everyone, and have a great afternoon.